Hey everybody. So today I had three different clients call me up struggling with the same issue, and that is trying to use meditation to visualize their dreams, their goals, what it is that they want to achieve, what they want to accomplish in their life. Great issue, great problem, kind of a simple solution. Jose Silva developed this method back in the 60s. It's been around for forever. Um, At one point, it was the called the Mind Control Method, Silva Imagination Meditation, ESP, and he didn't. He knew what it was, and he always talked about we have the power and the capacity as human beings to visualize, to receive things extrasensorily, perceptions, um, not fully knowing or understanding how it works. So he developed a method of dropping down into the alpha state in terms of our EEG brain waves and brain wave lengths, and it it's been around for so long. I forget that not everybody uses it. It's like why wouldn't you use it? You know, there are times we get those little flashes of insight. That's what that is. And if we're open to it and receiving of it, there's some people that just have a phenomenal ability to do it, but for others of us, you know, in that creating stage, when we're creating something, that's really when we're using our imagination. We're tapping into something that's never been before. That's imagination. You're imagining what's possible. I'm hoping that when you're developing your goals and you're thinking about your life and how you want it to be, that you're using imagination and asking yourself, what could it be like? The nursing community that's a large part of this group is I hope that when you're going to work and you're with a patient, there's the reality of what's going on with the patient, but then I hope you're using your own kind of intuitive sense about what's possible, what could happen, what what healing is available to this person, what envision what's the possibility for them. I mean, all of us are living life way too small. We just do. um, I'm not sure if it was Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, but one of them was saying, you know, we make plans like a 1 year plan, 2 year plan, 36-month plan. um, he likes it going out 36 months, 3 years, 3 year plan, because in the year plan, what we can do in the next 12 months, we tend to overestimate. And the first time I'll look up which one it is, but the first time I heard that person say it, that no, I don't. My plans are all realistic, and I've been watching it more carefully the last few years, and I have to say, yeah, when it comes to planning for the year, I overestimate. And this year in particular, big learning lesson in 2025. The first quarter of this year gone for me. Those 3 weeks of intensive care at the end of the year at 24 was a huge setback. It's taken me months to get back to feeling like I can run again. And of course, there was a second surgery after the first one to kind of make sure everything was in place and where everything was supposed to be. So it took a while to sort of get to the point where, yeah, I can actually run. I'm getting it. I'm getting back to that point. Back in the gym, lifting weights, exercising, treadmill, miles, hiking, walking, all of that stuff. It's great being out here because I can just kind of follow one of the trails and take off and just have a great afternoon. But with these three calls, I wanted to jump on and sort of do this quick while I was thinking about it. So how do we take that creative intuition and use it in a way that's effective for us? So I would say if you're doing this as part of your planning, create a 3 year plan. Think big. And I think what you'll find is as the 12 months, 24 months on into the 36 months go, that your plan was actually too small. That if you're following this and you're building the program day by day by day, and you're doing the rewiring exercises and all the things we talk about in here, um, that you will find that it speeds up. It has a way of generating its own kind of energy and momentum. At first, yeah, there's going to be some resistance. Ego's got to step aside. And of course, the ego part of us, that little gremlin mind, it wants to keep us small and to play small and to be small. And, don't go, don't be careful. Uh, at some point, when the kids would go out, and I'd have the thing, well, do I tell them to be careful, to be safe, or do you say, go have fun, explore, discover? And I'm much more on the discover, play, have a good time, use your imagination, think of possibilities, just be creative, be open-minded, uh, take risks. That's not foolish risks. Don't ride without a helmet. Don't those kinds of things. But to enjoy life, there's so much, and it's anyway. Have fun with this. So as we're going through the visualizing and imagining and creating what can be, if we're open to receiving, that's where the visualization is helpful. We actually visualize, or we're given visions of what could be, what might be, what's the solution. Um, Elias Howe, the inventor of the sewing machine, there's a wonderful story about him. I don't know if it's true or not, but he was struggling. He had a pretty good idea of how to develop the sewing machine. The problem he was having was trying to figure out, how do you get the thread into the needle. And of course, the design was the pointy part of the needle was at one end, and the hole where you thread the thread through, right, is at the other. And then you pierce the fabric with the point, and then you pull it through from the other side, and that brings the thread. And then you put the layers together, and the same thing. You push that through, and then the thread comes. Well, the story is part of his visualization. The thing that he saw was in a dream. He was imagining himself captured by cannibals, and they already had him in the pot, and they were going to boil him alive. And the cannibals are kind of surrounding the pot, and they all had spears, and they're jabbing the spear at him. And as he got over the shock of all of that, he began to look at the tip of the spear, and he noticed there was a hole in each one. And that's when it dawned on him. Oh, okay, that's the solution. That's how we're going to get the thread through. You have the machine holding the needle, and the thread is at the end, and that'll push it through the fabric. Voila, sewing machine born. Solution to the problem solved. That's what visualization can do for you. That's what meditation in the right direction can do for you. It solves those kind of problems that pop up in our forward movement of, well, I've never done it before. I can't visualize. I can't imagine. How do you do that? And then while we're on this topic, I was just reading the other day that Robbie Williams, who wrote the book Better Man, was imagining a conversation that he was having with John Lennon when the words to that song came to him. And now, of course, many years later, lots of people talk about getting like a download of a whole song or a whole painting or a whole poem. Just sort of thinking about it, being in that meditative state, and then suddenly the universe opens up and drops it in. And we're like, oh, this is what is this? There's a business executive. He wrote the book. You probably read it. He wrote the book Executive ESP. and he talks about all the things that he's finding with people who are more sensitive to extrasensory perceptions, and saying, well, at the time when he was doing those discoveries and studies, he said it wasn't the common part of the business world or the business community, and people just didn't think about it. But he said it's such an important part of success, and he had done some studies and looked at who were the executives that were doing really well, what their companies were doing well. They all seemed to score high on the ESP graph or scale that he had developed. So it's that being open to that possibility. And of course, a lot of you aren't old enough to remember the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull, but Richard Bach, who wrote that book, he made it a New York Times magazine because it was such a publishing phenomenon. There was a book that he had in his basement. His daughter said, "Yeah, it was in the basement for years," and he never quite finished the book. He took a course, a Jose Silva mind control course, and as he was going through the technique that I'm going to teach, stick around. We're going to talk about it really quickly here at the end of the tape, so you have this as a technique to use. Um, he used it, and he was able to develop it and write the final chapter of that book, and it was a publishing bestseller, blowout in the New York Times list. I remember reading it at the time, thinking, "This is amazing. This is like," and of course, it's a human development story. It's like how to live a different life, different dimension. It was very impressive. It was summertime when I read it, out on Cape Cod, and I still think about it. I read it the other day and was thinking, yeah, I mean, as time rolls on, it's stuff that you already know, the things that you're already doing, um, in terms of human development. We've kind of bypassed all of that stuff, but in the meantime, um, it was fun reading about it and saying, there it is, the Silva method for mind control method. Uh, so. And then just even think about the sun setting here. So I'm watching the sunset. It's only been the last 100 years that we know that it's what helium and hydrogen going through um, what a reactor in terms of a nuclear reaction that creates that energy that we call the sun. But prior to that, I mean, people thought it was all kinds of things. It was God. It was Ra. It was the sun god. It was like all these different things until we understand it. And I was reading a quote the other day from Nissim Haramine, who said, even spirituality, he said, spirituality is just physics that we don't have the formula for yet, but it's coming. It's we'll figure this out. We'll don't worry. Spirituality is a real phenomenon. It's we can bend reality. We know time is artificial. Einstein told us, it's not real. You have slow time, fast time. New York Times bestseller book currently. I hope you're reading it. So we're penetrating the phenomena that was all under the umbrella of religion and spirituality, and therefore we can't, and now it's like this war between religion and science. It's like, no, there's no war. It goes together. It's exactly the same thing. Understand that most religion is metaphor for science that we can't explain, and it's coming. And then when you go back and you read the things, it's like, yeah, like the meaning of names. Like, I have a client whose name is Andrew, and Andrew is the brother of Peter. Well, Andrew represents strength, Peter represents faith, and when the two brothers are united and they work together as a team, you have this strong faith. That's all it means. It's one of the powers of in the book, the 12 powers of man. Each disciple represents one of those powers. It's all there. But think of it as a metaphor. We all have the 12 powers. Okay. But it's how do you use them? How do you exercise them? And we'll get more into the spirituality side of all this as well, and the metaphysical meaning of some of these things, and just realize it's like a client named Crystal, and that's such an amazing um, geological phenomenon, the crystal. It can be used to carry energy, transform things, and that's just it's like, yeah, think about that. You're named for that. That's part of who you are. It's so exciting, so exciting. So as we go into this, so how do we use our brain in a way to open ourselves up to ESP, to intuition, and to get those intuitive hits on a regular basis, to use and develop that exercise or that process for us, only consciously and intentionally. So one of the ones is we've learned it on here, but I'm going to remind you again of just relaxing, coming back into your body, taking a deep breath, feel gravity holding you, grounding you, um, and then relaxing, letting your eyelids close and just relax, feel gravity holding you, deep breath in and out. And then imagine, as Jose Silva describes this, imagine a big screen, or imagine yourself going into a movie theater. You're in there by yourself, completely safe. Nobody else can get in or out. It's safe, only you. This is your space. And you're looking up at the screen. Make it as big as possible. Now, Jose calls it a TV screen, but it could be a movie screen. He wanted it big, at least a distance of 6 feet from you, big. And then when you look at it, you look up about 20 degrees from the horizon. So just bring your eyes up like you're in a movie theater, sit a little bit lower, not too close to the screen. Let it fill your whole range as you close your eyes. You see that big screen there, and you're looking up at it just a little bit. That's it. And then on the screen, see the number 3, let it appear 3 times. So you see the number 3, and then it fades away. See it again 3 times, 3, fades away. One more time. See it, allow it to fade away, fade away. Now bring up the number 2. See this 2 on the screen, let it fade away. Number 2 again on the screen, let it fade away. Number 2 on the screen one more time, fade away. 1 on the screen, let it fade away. One more time on the screen, let it fade away. And one more time on the screen and fade away. That's it. And then imagine yourself, just for practice today, imagine yourself doing something that you haven't done before but you would like to do. Just imagine yourself doing it. It may be skiing on a black diamond, a trail that just brings you from the top of the mountain all the way down, and just see yourself skiing on it flawlessly. Now, for some of you, that's the last thing you want to do in the world. That's fine. That's for just those who have never done it but would like to. Swimming across a lake. For some of you, the last thing you'd ever want to do is to get in the water and go swimming. But whatever it is that you've not done before, catching a big fish, sailing around the world, it can be anything. Ballroom dancing, but enjoy it. It's like you know the steps perfectly. Just see yourself doing it on the screen. Just watch yourself. Maybe speaking in front of a large audience. Just see yourself doing that. Have the audience out in front. Maybe bring the camera around behind so it has the back of your head, and you're entertaining, you're telling jokes, you're speaking to everybody. There they are, they're all in front of you, they're enjoying you, they like what you have to say. Maybe having a difficult conversation with somebody. You don't quite know what to say to him or her. And then see yourself successfully doing it. So whatever it is, you're visualizing and you're seeing it, it's successful. You're making it happen, it's perfect. That's right. Just breathe yourself into it, make it as real as possible. And now, to enhance this visualization, describe it to yourself. What are you seeing? What what color are the clothes you're wearing? Where is this taking place? If you're skiing, what color are the skis you're wearing? If you're swimming, what was your your swimming suit uh, looking like? What was the color? The water? You have somebody accompanying you in the boat, so there's no problems. It's a completely safe swim. What's the boat look like? What's it made of? If it's a big auditorium, what do the seats look like? Is there a central aisle? Are they sort of circular with two side aisles? Describe the scene to yourself that you're seeing and looking at. If it's a one-on-one conversation, describe the person you're talking to. Are they wearing glasses? What's their hair color, eye color? Describe it to you, to yourself. Tell yourself what you're seeing as if you were describing it out loud and I was overhearing what you were saying. Just for another minute or two to get used to seeing a scene and describing it at the same time. You can say it out loud if you want, or just to yourself, but as if you were communicating it to someone. It's a simple way to enhance what it is that you're seeing on the screen. And then the end of this movie, let that appear. Take a deep breath. Listen to me count from 1 to 3. We're just going to count you right out of this. So 1, 2, 3. Let yourself leave the theater, leave the screen, turn the TV off, and just be here now. Simple way of relaxing the brain enough, but not falling asleep, staying awake, seeing and visualizing what you want, and understanding that you can manipulate that. You can have that conversation any way you want. You can say what you want, they say back to you, you say to them in a successful way. Now later on, we'll do another video. Maybe I'll call it Jose Silva Part 2. Thank you. Um, of how to use it in a more creative way, in a more open way than this. This is a little bit more manipulative and controlling on your part, but it's a way to practice this visualization. Now, when you do it on your own to solve a problem, imagine the problem, see the problem, and then just relax into the solution and let the solution appear. Even if it's some folks with spears that are stabbing at you, notice the detail. Notice what he did. He saw the holes at the end of the spear and realized, oh, these are needles. This is exactly the design I need to solve the problem for creating the sewing machine. Or if you're a musician, having a conversation with John Lennon or anybody, your favorite musician. And it can just be about music, but then maybe bring up what it is that you're trying to do or create. Like I want a song that just stands out and just discuss. Maybe you'll get into chord structures and rhythms and listening to and maybe playing with tunes that we normally hear fast, slow, and then hear it slow, or tunes that normally we listen to in slow motion and hear it quickly, rapidly. Have fun with this exercise. Use it creatively. Design your own life. Much success and joy. Thank you for spending time with me. Put in a little serenity, a little peace, and you've got a winning story, the story of your life. Namaste. Thank you.